Okay, in this video we're going to go through how to create the final two construction blocks, but we're not going to use the same method that we used for all these other ones, where we created a box or a cylinder and then do additive or subtractive methods to get there. We're going to actually do this the right way and create sketches and then add features to sketches, right? So a sketch is the base of all 3D modeling, and that's how we're going to learn how to do this. So I'm in my 1.1 solid models folder. I've got all these other things, but I'm making a new design. So if you haven't, add a new tab, make a new design, and let's start by creating this sketch. So you could either click create sketch, or this icon right there is create a sketch. So you click that, and again, it's going to ask us which plane do you want to draw on. And so if you figure this out, the plane you draw on is going to determine the orientation of your object and how you want to model it, right? So I'm going to show you two examples. So my first one I'm going to do on the top plane, and it's going to take me to looking top-down view of the top plane, right? So notice up here, I'm looking straight down at the top plane. So now I'm going to draw my triangular prism, the triangle that makes up the shape of my little prism. So notice this menu has changed. Now this is all the sketch tools. So I'm going to choose line. There's a bunch of them: rectangle, circle, splines, all that. We're going to get into all that later. Right now I'm just doing a line. So I'm going to choose line, and I'm going to come draw down here the triangle on the side that I did, that I took all my measurements off of, right? So again, mine is different from yours. So mine's 3 inches long. And notice when I click to make the 3-inch line, I have this other line that just starts immediately from when I click. So I don't have to click twice. You just click once and you can start drawing again. So this is 1.5, click. Now I can connect it back to the beginning, and there's the triangle. So I'm going to come over here, click finish sketch. You can either do it here, or you can do this big green check up there, finish the sketch, and now I have a sketch of my triangular prism, but it's one-dimensional. So how do we make this two-dimensional? I'm sorry, it's two-dimensional. How do I make it three-dimensional? So I'm going to either click extrude right next to sketch, and you can drag it up or down, right? So notice there's nothing to cut away from. So remember how before when we drag down negative, it would cut into, but there's nothing down there, so it's not cutting anything. So you can make it negative if you want. So you could drag it up and do it that way. Or, let me undo this. I could right click and then choose press pull a little bit faster, and I could drag that up to 1 inch. And there is my triangular prism, right? So I'm going to take this and let's color it, right? I'm going to change the appearance. What haven't I used? Let's make it white. And then close that. And now I have my triangular prism. So let's save this. As triangular prism. All right, so now I'm going to make a new design, and I'm going to make the other one that looks like a, I don't know, the shape is technically called a gable, right? It's a kind of like a, I don't know how to describe it. It's not an isosceles triangle, but anyway, let's draw that. So new design, right? Untitled. I'm going to go to create a sketch, and this time, instead of drawing it like my other one that was flat laying on its back, I'm going to draw it laying on its side, I guess. So I'm going to choose let's choose the front plane. So now I'm looking at the front plane. And so this triangle, do line, let's come over here. And this triangle was 2 inches along the bottom. And then it was 1 inch tall. So that's going to go up here, right? So see, this is the middle. I can drag that up to 1 inch. And I mean, you could do some math and figure out the square root of 2 is 1.414. Or you could just, if you look at this, you can tell that this is 1 inch, right? Because each of these is 0.1 of an inch, each of those little graduations. So that's 1 inch right there. Then I come back down, and there is my triangle, right? So I'm going to finish the sketch. And now, see how this one is laying on its side instead of its back? So now when I extrude this one, I'm going to go back 1 inch. This one is sitting up on its side. If I had modeled this on the top plane, it would be laying on its back. So again, let's change the appearance, modify appearance, and let's make this, what haven't I used? I think I've used them all. Let's do gray. And now I've got my gable shape. So I'm going to go save it. And there are my 6 construction blocks. This way is the actual way you're supposed to draw stuff. You can still use primitives if it makes it easier, but using sketches and extrusions is the way we're going to model everything from here on out.